Hello, and welcome to Next Steps for Seniors, Conversations on Aging. I'm your host, Wendy Jones, and we do our best to really talk about the things on this program that nobody else likes to talk about. And the reason? Because we all age, and we like to have conversations about it. We don't need to be scared. We don't need to be fearful. We don't need to wonder what the future holds. All we need to do is trust. Trust, enjoy, have fun, embrace. Those are all the words I'm talking about right now as we age. So let me start with our topic, which today is going to be socialization, the importance of a community. So as we age, and we have a tendency in our younger years to go out a lot, talk a lot, be involved in activities. But I think as we age, we get a little, concerned. Maybe you can't hear people as well as you used to be able to. Maybe you're a little trepidatious about how to get in and out of the car or in and out of places, or maybe you don't want to drive at night. Whatever the cause of aging, leads you to a little bit of fear. My goal today is to talk about the component of socialization and how important it is. And really, if you start isolating yourself, you're going to miss out on so many amazing parts of lives. So I want to share a story with you. I had a client who was married to a man for 60 years. The daughter brought me to their house. We sat and talked. And they were living in this cute little condo, and we talked about, what was difficult for them to do in the condo, why it was hard to do. And to be quite honest, it was very difficult for them to drive to get to their groceries, to bring the groceries back into the house. Like all the things that they used to take, for granted, to be quite honest, were becoming a challenge for them. And at the very end of the conversation, I said to them, what do you think about a senior community, like an independent living community? And the reason I said that is because they have food for you already prepared. You go down and sit down and order off of a menu. They have someone that comes in and cleans. They have somebody that can do your laundry. Like all the things that they were telling me that were really hard for them to do, we could have someone do that for them, and then they could just enjoy each other and have fun in life. And they were like, no, we're not moving. We've been here for X amount of years, and we're not comfortable moving. We just don't want to move. So they didn't move. And a year later, that same daughter called me and said, I need your help. And I said, what happened? And she said, my dad passed away. And I'm like, I am so sorry. And she's like, my mom cannot live by herself. Like she's not capable. She doesn't have enough energy really to get through the day and to do all the things, the activities of daily living that need to be done in a day. She just can't do it by herself. And she's like, and I'm working full time and I have kids, so I can't help her. So I went over and talked to mom. And this time when I talked to mom, it was a different story. It was a different story because now she doesn't have her helpmate, her soulmate, her person that she sat and talked to all day long is gone. And she was really lonely. She felt very isolated, depressed. And that's when she said, I'm ready to move into an independent living community. So I brought her to an amazing community, and I remember us picking the room out together, and I remember her planning where all the furniture was going to go. Obviously it's a smaller community. The room was smaller than what she was living in at her house, so she only could take certain pieces. But as we walked through that process, she was very depressed, and she was like, I just don't know. And then she got excited about certain things, right? About the furniture and where she was going to put it. And then I could see her kind of turn back into depressed. Well, I don't feel like I fit in here. I don't have nice clothes. I don't have nice shoes. I don't do my hair. And I'm like, come as you are. Like, people aren't going to judge you. Don't even worry about it. Well, her daughter went out and bought her a couple new outfits. So long story short, 2 weeks later, I go back to visit this sweet woman at this community. Knock on the door. She opens the door. I did not even recognize her. Her hair is done. I mean, she had it done at the salon, done, curled. She had lipstick on, all this makeup, cute little outfit. She opened the door and she's like, Wendy, I'm so glad you came to visit. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you look like a different person. She's like, I love it here. I have the most amazing schedule. I work out every day. That this particular place had a swimming pool. She swam every day, and then she goes to breakfast, and then she has book club and, some social club, and then she does wine, happy hour in the afternoon, and then she's got this thing at night in euchre, and she's got all these friends that she eats with at a huge table every meal, and her life completely changed. And the more we talked, and this is the part that really broke my heart, she grabbed my hand and looked me in the eyes, and she said, I wish I would have listened to you when my husband was alive. I wish I would have moved when my husband was with me so he could enjoy all of this stuff with me together. But I kept thinking being with him at home was the best thing, and it just wasn't. But Wendy, I didn't know. So the reason I'm telling you this story is because I want you to think about socialization and how critical. I mean, there's a lot of mental health issues in our world today. We all know it. It's common knowledge. People are more isolated than ever, even though we have more social media than ever. People are lonely, depressed, have anxiety. Let's get around other people. Let's be in contact with other people. Participating in events that interact with others is a huge part of socialization. Being part of book clubs, being part of a community of people that come together. And that's what this sweet woman found. And she found it in an independent living community. So I just want to encourage you, if you're sitting home by yourself, if your spouse has passed, God bless them. But it's time for you to enjoy and other people. You don't need to sit home by yourself. You need to be part of a community. And I'm going to give you a couple ideas of community people that you can get a part of. Number one is independent living, because they're always doing activities. They always have things going on. Number two would be a senior center. So 62 and older, there's senior centers in any community, in any state. Just look it up, and they usually are called senior centers. And you can Google different things, but there are definitely these centers that you go to that have activities. Here in Rochester, there's the OPC, the Older Persons Commission, and really what they do there, pickleball, lunches, movie night. The stuff is amazing that they plan. So definitely get involved in some type of senior center. The other thing that's available, if your loved one needs some care. So let's say they need, meals delivered to them, or let's say they need, a shower or help throughout the day, but you still want them to have socialization, then you go to a day center. And a day center is just like similar concept, except for it's for adults. But just like if you were to drop your child off at a nursery center, right? Or school, like that type of a setting. That's what a day center is, an adult day center. You can look that up, and they usually have care, they usually have meals, they usually have activities, but you're with other people. You're just not sitting home alone by yourself. You're with other people. That's another great form of a community. Or get involved in the online community. They have exercise classes. Age Strong with Karen is an exercise class that she does on Zoom, and there's 20 other people on Zoom all doing it, and they're talking and interacting with each other. These are the types of things I just want to encourage, because I really feel like socialization is critically important as we age. And if there's anything keeping you from wanting to be with other people, and I'm just going to give you a couple examples. Your ears. Let's say you can't hear well. Then I want to encourage you to get hearing aids, or to call your local United Way. There's a lot of organizations that will help fund hearing aids. Hearing aids are not covered under Medicare. If you are low income, they do have some Medicaid programs. You can always call our office. We have a ton of resources. Our number is 248-651-5010, and we will get you in touch with the right people. But our worldwide internet has pretty much everything. Like you can Google local hearing aid places and find an option. Maybe you can't walk steady. Get a walker. Get out of the car, get your walker out of the back seat, and walk into these places. I had a sweet woman who could not walk independently, but man, did she have a system. And she put that walker in that she had the little button in her van, and she'd slide that walker in the back, and she'd get in and she'd drive to wherever she was going, and she'd get out and grab that walker, and she was everywhere. That's what we want. That's what we want to do. We don't want to be held back because of fear. We want to get the support around you that you need, whatever it might be. If you need new glasses, whatever your area of concern is, there is a way around it. I guarantee you. We just have to find the right person or the right resource. And that's why we're here for you, Next Steps for Seniors. And that is also why our foundation, Next Steps for Seniors Foundation, is here for you. And this is what we do every day. We help seniors walk through the process of aging. And that's why I started this podcast, because to be quite honest, we don't want you to live life alone. We want you to be with other people. We want you to enjoy life. This is a time to embrace in your life instead of being fearful of it. So thank you for tuning in to Next Steps for Seniors, Conversations on Aging. And don't forget, you can reach us at 248-651-5010. You can also like, subscribe, and share this podcast with others who might be in a situation of isolation, just to encourage them to embrace this time, get out, be part of a community, and be active. Have a blessed day.